Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Bitcoin Moneymaker. Hopefully, you had a great weekend, and we're gonna go ahead and get started right away. There's a lot to cover. We're going to be talking about also some of the news. Specifically, there's a scam going around with Ether. Something that I wanted to warn you about so you guys can stay protected there. And also, we're going to be talking about Salvador, the country El Salvador, which there's also some interesting developments there to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started by, of course, looking at the current chart for the for Bitcoin. Of course, we're going to get started right now with the 4-hour time frame, as you can see, where we have an inverted head and shoulders pattern. I mentioned yesterday in the German live stream, if this plays out, then at the very latest, I could predict some resistance, very strong resistance by our EMA lines, and that's exactly what took place. As you can see, just around $31,000, around that level. That's where we got rejected. And here we can see that even better on our 1-hour time frame. Over here, you see we had some resistance or some trouble coming into this area, but we managed to break through this resistance area, and exactly around $31,840, that's where the EMA ribbon, as you can see here at the top, got the best of us, and of course rejected the price of Bitcoin at this level, pushing it back down to almost erase all of the gains that it had drawn in the previous move. However, we do see some support here by our 50 EMA and our 100 EMA lines as well. So that just goes to say that we have to, at the moment, we have to be very careful because we should not go into FOMO. You know, it's not likely at all that Bitcoin is going to go up to, $6,000-$7,000 in price and then, bring us, in fact, the target for this would be around $36,000, let's see here, 36, yeah, around $36,000. And that's exactly where we have our next EMA line, where I also predict most likely the price will be rejected first. So I don't think we'll see a big run up in the price just yet for Bitcoin, in this fashion. And so, yeah, that's what happened yesterday. The price did get rejected by our EMA lines, as you can see. And right now we are again in this little area here. What I do want to see is, of course, that Bitcoin remains here. Maybe that it consolidates for a little while. In fact, when we look at the weekly close for last week, of course, in quotation marks, it's not really that bad. We have a wick of almost 15%, which is way more than the midpoint of this entire candle here, which is not a terrible thing. It's actually more on the good side. So what I do want to see, of course, here is that throughout the weeks we do remain here, that we consolidate. And even if we look here at the daily chart as well, of course, we have to pay attention and see what happens to the markets. It could be that we drop back down here again when the markets don't perform too well this week. If they don't, and that could actually be a good thing. It could be the best case scenario we could hope for, that we drop back down, and then from there we build a double bottom, a huge double bottom that could, of course, first move the price to higher levels. We do, however, as you can see, have all these EMA ribbons above us. That means a lot of resistance to overcome before any of that takes place. Also, before we can declare that this correction is over, first we have to move back all the way up here. I would say about 37%. That's almost, $11,500 move towards the upside before we can say that the this correction is over. But I don't expect, of course, that we will see something like that take place this week. Could happen, of course, would be very nice. There's no question about it, but I don't really see the markets giving us that push that we need for that. Also, now if we go over here, and what's going to be important for today, if we go into the 1-hour chart, of course, again, important that we don't fall through this level of support here If we do fall through that, then the next area where we could find some support would be here at $29,550. And if that doesn't hold, then again, $28,900 would be the next support level, which you can see a very strong one from our previous drop here. Another thing we can see is we haven't built any new lower lows, so technically we are in an uptrend fashion. We're moving in an uptrend fashion. But if we do fall through these levels to $29,000, then that of course would be void. That here would be void. Now let's go quickly and have a look at Ethereum as well. Here for the 4-hour time frame, you can see also here exactly what I mentioned yesterday in the live stream. Our resistance level here at $2,159 rejected the move to higher levels, and so you can see here is a very, very important level that we have to get on top of, and we haven't managed to do that just yet. We do have some important resistance levels here. The first one at 2,445, then 2,301, the level that I just mentioned. You can also see we do have a lot of resistance above us, as you can see from our EMA Ravens as well, and we do have very little support, if any at all, under us. The biggest support we do have is here at $1,716, which is this previous low here from last year in June. So that is the current situation, of course, for Ethereum. And as you know, this level here is very, very important, that if we fall to it, that it actually holds. We are also here in an uptrend channel. As you can see, we are building every time higher lows, which is positive, but here we just have to wait and see how it all develops. Now for Luna, here we are currently at 0.0002 cents. That is the current price for Luna, which is crazy. Recently we had a pump of 2,800% or 28,000, excuse me, percent, and then another correction. So what is happening here is simply crazy, to say the least. There's going to be some more information as it comes out during the week, and during the weeks I will let you know, of course, through my videos and other social media outlets that I use. But here there's a lot of speculation as to what's going to happen, what announcements are going to take place this week, some information about the burning that they're planning on having here, and so on. So all that very, very interesting, very important when it comes to Luna. Also in the Telegram group, I mentioned something about this, something about Bitcoin yesterday with how things were moving, also regarding the futures market. So let's go ahead and go back to the futures for Bitcoin here, because we do have a CME gap to pay attention to. And again, here the gap that was formed over the weekend, as you can see, it is almost pretty much closed by now. If we go ahead and draw here what the gap should be, if we do it from body to yeah, let's adjust it here. Good. So there's still some room, I guess, to fill out, but for the most part, one could say the the CME gap, sorry, it's already closed. And we haven't taken a look at the crypto fear and greed index in a while, so let's go ahead and do a quick look. Today we have 14 points. Yesterday we had 10, and before that we had 9. So right now, of course, extreme fear is the current situation. One thing that's interesting here in the yearly graph is that we really haven't had a time where these levels remain for a long period of time. Usually there's the dip in the fear index, and then quickly goes back down to at least 20 points and so on. So we're interested to see, maybe this is the bottom, maybe this is the end, or maybe there's even more, because still the scenario for the price to drop in for Bitcoin, at least to drop to $25,000 still at play, that it hasn't been taken out just yet. So that remains to be seen, especially next month when they announce the interest rates and the inflation numbers for May and so on. Also here, there's a phishing attack in the crypto website from MetaMask, and they were trying to take get some access to these wallets, and obviously take the money out of it. So they use some the method that they use is they posted a logo from Bored Ape Yacht Club, and a lot of people did click on this in the email, or on the website rather, and then of course these scammers got access to a lot of these wallets, and maybe even, I'm not really sure, but maybe they even succeeded in taking lots of funds out of them. So what I'm trying to bring you with this is that you are very careful that every time that you get communications, when you you head to a website, make sure that the website is encrypted, make sure 2-3 times you check and make sure that that is this side, make sure that the communications that you're receiving are the real domain name, that nothing looks weird, so that you can stay safe in that area. Also interesting, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the 44 countries, a list of 44 countries are to meet this week with the President Nayib in El Salvador this week. And they're going to be just today precisely, they're going to be getting together lots and lots of countries from all over the world, most of them from Africa and South America, and some others from Asia. And they're going to be discussing Bitcoin. What that actually means remains to be seen, but that's of course something interesting. You have countries like Angola, Bangladesh, Congo, Costa Rica, Egypt, Gambia, Ghana, India, interesting as well, Senegal, Sudan, and many others, as you can see here. In total 44 countries, again most of them from Africa, because of course their currencies are not by comparison to the European and American currencies and so on, the currencies are not that strong. So it's of course expected that they find Bitcoin to be attractive. Anyway, that is all for today. I will keep you guys posted of anything that does happen, and I'll see you back again tomorrow. Have a great day.